Welcome back, students of Standard 8. We'll continue with the identifiers. As I had already given you the rules for identifiers. That means an identifier should always begin with an alphabet. Second, an identifier can be of any length. Third, an identifier does not include a keyword. Fourth, an identifier does not include any symbols except underscore and dollar sign. So these were some of the rules pertaining to identifiers we had discussed. Along with that, we had also discussed about variables. So we'll have a comprehensive study about variables. First of all, what are variables? Variables are the names that are given to any memory location. So in the memory, there are certain locations are there where values are stored. So for example, you have a memory over here, the location, and this location has the name called X, where we are storing, say, 10. So it is a name, like for example, in a house. So the house you might have noticed in the apartments and the villas they call it. So they have specific names. So that apartment or the villa is identified by its name. Okay. So similarly, the variables are the names that are given to memory locations where values are stored or assigned. Then we move on to next one. So we'll be specific with the variables, okay, in this class. Then we have the next one, what is called as variable declaration. So what is variable declaration? When we declare a variable, we do not assign values. So remember these two, variable declaration and variable initialization, how they are different. Variable declaration includes the data type, that means the type of values that is going to be assigned, and the name of the variable. So this is int is your data type and X is the name of the variable. So what type of value that we are going to assign to X is determined by the data type. We'll be discussing about data type in detail in the next videos. So then we have the next one, that is initialization. In initialization, what happens is we have a variable declaration is there along with an assignment operator, okay, assigning the values. So when a value is assigned to a memory location, then it is known as variable initialization or initialization of variables. So there's a difference between variable declaration and variable initialization. Variable declaration refers to the data type along with the variable name, whereas variable initialization refers to the variable declaration along with assignment of values. So when the values are assigned to a variable, in that case, a variable is said to be variable that is initialized, or we call it as variable initialization or initialization of variable. Then we have the rules related to variables. The rules are, a variable must have any number of characters. Just like, since it is an identifier, so it can be of any length. Okay, I can write X, I can write over there int Robert is equals to 10. This way also I can write. So it can have any length. There is no limit to the length of the variable. Then a variable may contain alphabets, digits, and of course underscores and dollar sign, but no other symbols. So please remember, a variable can contain underscore and dollar sign, but no other symbols, since it is an identifier. So I can write it this way. I can write over here like int underscore Kumar equals to 5. I can write this way. Underscore I can write, not hyphen. Please remember, it's not hyphen, it is underscore. So I can write this way also. So like for example, when you're writing a class name can be this way. I can write class name also here, the class keyword, and I can write this way. Okay, Rajkumar. This way also we can write. Even $sign also can be used. Then one more thing is that $sign underscore can be used, but no other symbols. Means it cannot be space. I cannot write this way. If I write it this way, then in that case what happens? Then it is incorrect. So space should not be present, okay, between the variables or in the in the identifiers. Then a variable name should not include space, as I have already discussed. Then it should not start with, remember, it should not start with a digit or special characters. Variable name should always begin with an alphabet. Okay, and it should have it should be meaningful, so that it can it depicts the logic. Now it's variable name, you cannot take any other name like that. You cannot take any fancy name. Okay, it's better that you should not take. You can take, but it's better that you should not take any fancy names as variables. Let the variables be very short and more meaningful, so that we can understand what exactly it is doing, or what is its role in the exam. In the in the program logic. So how it depicts the program logic, that is more important. So that's why we must take a meaningful variable. Okay, so please remember that a variable name can be of any length. It can have any number of characters. A variable may contain alphabets, digits, underscore and $sign. A variable name, okay, should be meaningful, so that it can easily depict the logic. A variable should not contain should not begin with special characters or digit. It should always begin with an alphabet. And a variable name should not include a space between the characters. So there cannot be space between the characters. So this is what you have about the variables. So you must know about the variables now. You should be understanding about the name, what is a variable. Then we move on to the next one, that is, after the identifiers, we move on to the other part, that is the classes and the objects. Will be leaving it now for the time being. Okay, that will be covered up in the next class, that is in the next standard, rather than standard 9. Literals. Let's understand about the literals. Class and object, of course, I have already discussed with you the definition. At least the definition you must remember. We'll discuss about the literals. What are literals? Literals are the values or the constants that are assigned to variables. So if I write x equal to 5, that means x is a variable, whereas 5 is a constant. Remember, x is a variable, whereas 5 is a constant, or literal we call it. So there are names that are given to literal, that is constant and values. You can also say values, you can also write constant, you can also say literal. Now there are different types of literals that are available. The first one is an integer literal. Now what are integer literals? Integer literal refers to the whole numbers that are assigned to the variable. So if I write over here int x is equals to 296, this is called an integer literal, a whole number. Okay, please remember, a whole number. So when you remember, a whole number starts from 0, so I can also write a 0 over there. So a variable that stores whole numbers are termed as integer variables. Then we have a floating variables. Floating variables, what happens, they refer to the fractional numbers. They refer to fractional number, or they store the fractional numbers. Okay, so like for example, we write double x is equals to 24.0, or double x is equals to 0.9. Okay, so you cannot write 24. one thing you have to be very careful when you are writing a floating number. If you are writing making a whole number as a floating number, then in such case, on either side you have to have a zero. That is point. Either side of the point, that is decimal part, you have to have a zero. Okay. So, like for example, you want to write 24. You cannot write simply 24. You have to write 24.0. That is how we identify. And then, of course, we write double over there. Okay, that's how we assign the values. If I am writing float x, please remember it is also a fractional type, but then in this case float x, if I am writing 24.0, I should be writing over here either small f or capital F. Please remember there is a difference between double and a float, because double has a higher values, okay, storage value, capacity. So that what happens is, when we write a smaller ones, we have to use it this way. Okay, so whenever you write float, please remember, do not forget to write f, either capital F or small f. So to avoid this confusion, what we do is we always take a double. So in case of double, you do not have to write anything. So that's why be careful how you write the float. Though in your book it is given different. In the book f is not given, but please remember, if you don't write f, you will have a problem. So please remember this part. Okay. So in the book, what is given is not correct. It's simply written float x is equals to 24.0, but it should not be. It should be 24.0 f, either capital F or small f. So that was about your floating literal. Now then we have a character literal. Character literals are those literals that refer to either a single alphabet or a single digit. When I say digit, means a single, or a symbol enclosed within single inverted comma. Like for example, char x is equals to, that also includes space. Okay, this is correct, within single inverted comma. Char z is equals to a single space, m is equals to. So we can write this way. So these are the examples of a character literal. So these are character literals. A character literal includes a digit, a symbol, which also means also includes a space, as well as an alphabet enclosed within single inverted comma. So these are the examples of character literals. So how will you define a character literal? A character literal are those literals which includes an alphabet or a digit or any symbol enclosed within single quotes, quotes. They are called quotes, single quotes. Okay, they are single quotes. They are called single quotes. So please remember, that is how a character is denoted. Then we have the next one, that is a string literal. A string literal refers to any combination of character or a single character enclosed within double quotes. For example, string y is equals to, if I write over here, okay, string z is equals to. So these are the examples of string literals. 5 star b, 5 into b, or we can say Ramesh. So anything you write within double quotes, that becomes a string literal. So please remember the difference. Okay, a string literal includes any combination of characters within double quotes. Any combination, even any other symbol also you can write. So that's why we say it is a combination of any vertical characters enclosed within the double quotes. So that's called a string literal. Okay. So now in the next class we'll continue with the string with the literal. That is, we'll discuss about the Boolean literal, the null literal, and then we'll move on to the other topics, that is operators and separators. So I guess you have understood the meaning of variables, okay, and of course the types of literals, meaning of literals, etc. So please go through the book, rules related to variables we have discussed. So please go through all the topics and try to understand. In case of any query, any question, feel free to ask. Till then, take care. Good luck. Bye bye.